youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a noisy country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Mr. President, recently we witnessed the demolition of the CDC headquarters in Comot Town, which was carried out through a court order. How does your administration ensure that such enforcement action is done fairly and without political interference?
The law is the law. It's not the government. It's the government implementation of the law. The police were ordered to do it, and they did it. If that demolition is removal of the people from premises that don't belong to them according to the law.
What will George Weah, who is tempted by a Joseph Boakai, who was drowning in his Egypt land, who was dead, very red up, dirty, stink. You could find him bouncing around, practically dead and useless. What will such a man conduct make you vex that you stop the work and then lose God's own mission to take you to the promised land? That was the test of time today for George Weah. If George Weah had reacted, he would have fallen in the place of Moses.
The Liberian National Police commends the Congress for Democratic Change for the discipline, calm, and statesmanship demonstrated during the recent eviction process. Your respect for the rule of law, despite the deep sentimental value and history attached to the property, reflects a maturity that strengthens Liberia's democracy. This movement is not only a testament to CDC's leadership, but also a reminder to all political institutions and citizens that our democracy grows stronger when lawful decisions are honored peacefully.
Today, you have a rebel police director who thinks that he has arrived. And the worst thing about all these people, they all benefited from the magnanimity of George Weah. Ranging from people on the bench of the Supreme Court, they got letters from George Weah. If some of them choose to pay him back with evil, it's up to them. The parent Gregory Comer today, he worked in the previous administration when Weah came. He also got another letter again. If What he chooses to do, what he's doing is up to him. But one thing I can tell you for sure is this is how we are always being molded. That's how God has already molded we are and catapult him into success. He will suffer rejection, denigration, humiliation. That has been his life. How can you make somebody who has been down the line their shame? The person has gone through shame. They have gone through disgrace. They have done everything they cared. Whatever people thought and were laughing at them, they surmount everything and catapult themselves into becoming someone who is towering that the whole world can look at today. What more can you do? You think you're bringing that person down? You're just hurting yourself. In fact, what you are doing, you are destroying yourself. You know what it takes for you to proud in yourself of being bad? When people are looking for good image, you are happy in becoming a bad person. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. He would never, ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. He would never, ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. He would never, ever.
Who took the drugs at the airport? 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 How many days did that drug spend at the airport? Who received the drugs? What were the consignments? Because there are allegations that we have over 19 million. They are just discussing 19 million, but as per our information, they have gone 50 million. Who took the drugs at the airport? How many days did that drug spend at the airport? Who received the drugs? What were the consignments? Because there are allegations that we have over 19 million. They are just discussing 19 million, but as per our information, they have gone 50 million. And even more than that. How did that drugs enter Liberia? Are you telling me now that Liberia is producing cocaine? How did it enter this country?
The investigation found that on Friday, June 5th, 6 boxes were prepared for shipment through the cargo system at the Roberts International Airport. The shipment was processed under false description of ordinary goods, declaring it to be Magicute and Lapa. But from the beginning, there were already red flags, discrepancies in the declared weight of the product, suspicion from the screening images, and conflicted shipment documentation. Because of those discrepancies, the cargo did not leave as planned on June 5th. On Sunday, June 7, 2026, when the boxes were rescanned and physically inspected, a white powdery substance was discovered concealed in them. That substance was immediately turned over to the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. It was subsequently tested and confirmed to be cocaine. But the investigation found that on Friday, June 5th, 6 boxes were prepared for shipment through the cargo system at the Roberts International Airport. The shipment was processed under false description of ordinary goods, declaring it to be Magicute and Lapa. But from the beginning, there were already red flags, discrepancies in the declared weight of the product, suspicion from the screening images, and conflicted shipment documentation. Because of those discrepancies, the cargo did not leave as planned on June 5th. On Sunday, June 7, 2026, when the boxes were rescanned and physically inspected, a white powdery substance was discovered concealed in them. That substance was immediately turned over to the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. It was subsequently tested and confirmed to be cocaine. But investigation did not stop at seizure. The Joint Special Investigative Team.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. These are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much
important. His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Good afternoon, people. Thank you so very kindly that you join us wherever you are following around the world in Liberia. We appreciate your presence on the show this afternoon. It's Real Talk Kings 88.5. We go real, irrespective of who is involved with the issues, what the issues are, but we face the reality and bring truth to power. That's what we are. It's another day, the 4th day of August 2026, the reign of Judo Christopher and Nebuchadnezzar. I'm Sam Andrews. As always, Sam Andrews. Grateful we are always to God Almighty, the creator and sustainer of the universe, the God who keeps watch over each and every person. We are grateful, having kept watch over us throughout the night and has brought us into this day. We are grateful and thank you for coming on. Let's bring up a few of you. Time is of the essence. Vamuya Fofana, Johnsonville, J. Heron Now, Fender Community, Silva, Washington, Broadville, Setu Jabo, Johnsonville, Bapin Paul Lee, Johnsonville, Willem Samokai, Disco Hill, RIA, Reti Bleedy, Philippines, Moses Saka, Center Street, Musa A. Sharif, Congo Town, Royal Always VAR, Boyman Kiadi, Hotel Africa, Virginia, Patrick Camara, Johnsonville, Cogway Weeder, Magibi County, Nevet Bevet, Morovia, T-Max Wule, District 18, Stephen Yakati, District 2, Lower Magibi County, 5th Kelvin Bappin, Nima United, Jeremiah Labla, Soul Clinic, Gaza, Romeo Colley, Kakata, Magibi County, Hype Dawson, Johnsonville, Henry Na, Fender Community, Carl Field, Rita Christine Heights, Massachusetts, USA, Harris Sadie Caldwell, Jumon Colley, your residence, Jugon Tichie, your business center, Johnson Street, the chairman himself, Roma Rico, the one and only chairman, the chairman for life, Kenny Ball, District 18, Block 18, Intellectual Center Chairman. Welcome, all of you people. We are so very grateful to have all of you great people. Let's start with developments unfolding out of Liberia. Then we can face what we've got on our plate for today, August 4th, the 4th day of August. August, just like July, doesn't rain much, so we have sun. That's good. President Paul Biya of Cameroon has reshuffled his senior military staff. The elderly leader has been out of the public eye for 58 days. 58 days. Commanders in 4 of Cameroon's 5 joint military regions have been replaced, and the head of the presidential guard promoted from colonel to brigadier. The changes were part of a military reshuffle by presidential decree signed on Monday. President Paul Biya, who at 90 is the world's oldest head of state, has been out of the country since June 7. His extended absence is fueling public speculation about his health, whereabouts, and inability to govern. Paul Biya has spent long spells abroad since he took power or office in 1982. On Sunday, government spokesperson Rene Emmanuel Sadi told the BBC the president is alive and will soon return. The World Health Organization has warned that the Democratic Republic of Congo Buduboyo Ebola outbreak has grown beyond the capacity of the current response. It is now the second largest and fastest spreading Ebola epidemic on record. As of August 1, 3,748 confirmed cases and 1,657 deaths had been recorded across 49 health zones in 5 provinces, with more than 80% follow-up daily. There are no approved vaccines or treatments for the Buduboyo strain, but the World Health Organization says testing is advancing rapidly. Josita Zuma, the founder of South Africa's anti-immigrant march, a march group, says its mass protests have brought positive change to the country. She cites the repatriation of thousands of African migrants and the closure of foreign-owned shops as evidence. But critics say the fallout tells a different story, one of a labor shortage and economic consequences brought on by the expulsion of migrants. Those are some of the events unfolding out of Liberia. So let's pick up our first pointer. Well, when it was reported, they tend to condemn it, lie, but you can politicize illness, you can hide illness, you can prevent illness, you can mesmerize with illness, you can flirt with illness. You have to face it head on because illness is just like death. Illness is inevitable. Hiding it will be the most stupidest thing to ever do on the face of the earth, because no matter what, it will come out. And if you keep hiding illness, here's the outcome. You'll die. And you can prevent death news. You will bring the death news out. So it's all but fair. Whether you are a politician, a journalist, a mechanic, a military person, a medical person, a politician, whoever, when you are ill, no need to hide it. There's mental mishap that most people have in Africa, that when the leaders are ill, they tend to hide it and present it like nothing has happened. The case with Paul Biya, 92, Paul Biya's voice can come out. Now he been out of the country, according to BBC, for 58 days. Long time. The people are wondering. You know what's going to happen? What they don't want, they will have to brace themselves for it, because he's ill. He's terribly ill. He's sick. The last time Paul Biya was in the public space at a public event, he could hardly talk. His voice could hardly come out. From that time till now, it has grown worse. So he's out from one medical institution to another. Doctors are working 24/7. Cameroon is with our president. When our president left from here, 4 days he wasn't seen. We raised the concern, just as the people in Cameroon are raising concern about the whereabouts of their president. They were there splashing all kinds of things in our face that it didn't make sense. Nothing happened to the president. The president is on a state visit. 4 days, president could not be seen. The 5th day, on the day of his return, he was seen. Governments or advisors around presidents have to stop doing this thing, because, listen, you're sick. And if you keep hiding sickness, you'll die. And when you die, they can't have death news. They will be forced to bring out the death news. So it's all but fair. You share information. Information sharing is key. The people of Cameroon, they are wondering. They are concerned. Even though the country is divided, just as Liberia is divided on political lines, but they are raising concerns. They are raising concerns. The ruling establishment people are protecting the opposition, concerned about the well-being, the health of the president. Because if the president is not stable, the country is not stable. If the president is off the country for a protracted period, the country is down. You can hide illness. And we have to stop doing this in our country with our president. Every one of us knows that our president has aged, he's frail, he's not the normal of, by every standard of a person. He has grown, he has aged, and so you expect depreciation by the day. So if he's off for 2-3 days, it's normal to say that he's attending XYZ. He's attending this, he's doing that, he's on a medical routine. There's nothing wrong with that. All right. Let's get to the second pointed, leaving some African presidents greeted nature. Well, why people are busy, why Unity Party people are busy condemning George Weah? They are busy vilifying. They are busy painting all kinds of damning picture of him and their prophecy that he wouldn't come back to power, that he messed the country up, and on and on. That they don't respect him in this country. George Weah don't need the respect of Unity Party people. No. George Weah only needs to do what is right in the sight of humanity and in the sight of God. And that is exactly what George Weah is doing. The guys on the other side, where is that document? Well, let me get to the document first. When I finish laying the basis, then the profile they sent out, the profile, George Weah's profile. So in life, the more you envy a person, the more the person prosper. The more you think the person does not have the recognition anymore, the more you see domestic and global recognition. Why we hold to that saying that a prophet is not respected in his own home? Well, not all the prophets. Some prophets aren't respected in their own home. Some prophets are respected in their home. Widely respected they are. And one of those prophets, if not the only prophet that is respected in his home, is George Weah. Few people disagreeing with him doesn't say it is the overwhelming support or recognition. No, only misguided, frustrated, disgruntled Unity Party people don't recognize him. But he's recognized by 80% of the people of this country, and that is a very high ratio, astronomical ratio. And out of Liberia, don't even talk about that. He has global recognition. That is evident by what came out, that, as you see on the screen, from one major assignment to another. From one major assignment to another major assignment. From one to another. From one to another. Why the people here, Unity Party people, in their envious nature, don't want to hear anything positive of George Weah? The others recognize his talent, his ability, welcome his vision. They see it as one that can shape their future, change their identity for the good. And so they will have no option but to get him to do a piece of significant, very significant lecture for them. The Nigerian Bar Association look within the whole of West Africa and Africa and found no one suitable to address them at their annual conference or convention but His Excellency, Dr. Global Icon, the political leader of the Congress for Democratic Change, George Weah. Those of you who are on the television, you see it there. Now, normally, as it is the protocol, when a person is selected, they do what is referred to as profiling, meaning the reason or reasons why you are the suitable person by every observation, following your work, just everything. You see it there. So here is it. NBAAGC 2026. The Nigerian Bar Association is pleased to announce that His Excellency George Manan Weah, former President of the Republic of Liberia, will deliver the keynote address at this year's annual General Conference of the Nigerian Bar Association scheduled to take place in Port Harcourt, popularly known across the globe simply as George Weah. Our keynote speaker holds a bachelor and master's degrees in business administration and public administration from Denver University in Miami, Florida, the United States of America. In recognition of his accomplishments in the fields of sports, humanity, peace building, education, and good governance, the Pan-African statesman has also been awarded 3 honorary doctorates of humane letters by the AME Zion University, Cottington University, and the University of Liberia. As the President of the Republic of Liberia, 2018-2024, one of his first actions in office was to reduce his salary and other benefits by 25% with immediate effect. His tenure witnessed improvements in the country's infrastructure. Please underline that line. His tenure witnessed the people outside Liberia bearing testimony. His tenure witnessed improvements. His tenure witnessed improvements in the country's infrastructure. He introduced policies to improve access to education, including making tuition free at public universities. The bar profiling goes on. Nigeria Bar Association profiling goes on of George Weah. Why? They see him as the suitable person to speak to them. In a rare demonstration of statesmanship, His Excellency George Manan Weah stepped down from the presidency in 2024 after a runoff election in which his closest rival pulled 50.64% to his 49.36%. His decision not to challenge the outcome of the elections despite the razor-thin margin, meaning the Nigerian Bar Association observed the margin between CDC and Unity Party was very, 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 very slim. That's why they refer to it as razor margin, meaning it's sufficient for the sitting president to challenge it and remain in power. Razor thin margin, and to relinquish power cemented George Weah's reputation as a principled Democrat, an honorable statesman, and a distinguished African who is a model of good governance, for good governance. The bi-profiling of George Weah goes on. Before entering partisan politics, George Weah had served as the Goodwill Ambassador of UNICEF from 1997. In 2004, he received the prestigious Arthur Ashe Courage Award from ESPN for his work on behalf of children who were affected by conflict, disease, and poverty. In 1995, George Weah became the first and, to date, only African footballer to win the Ballon d'Or, the FIFA World Player of the Year award, and the African Footballer of the Year award in the same year, an historic feat. The announcement of His Excellency George Manan Weah as the keynote speaker of this year's conference underscores the commitment of the Nigerian bar to elevate the quality of discourse and to deepen conversations on the issues to be explored in the context of this year's theme, Beyond Limits. Both as a politician and spokesman, George Manan Weah has continued to inspire millions of youths across the world as a symbol of hope, resilience, and service. His exceptional achievements and extraordinary accomplishments are a reflection of the spirit of inspiring beyond limits. As our country, Nigeria, prepares for its general elections next year at a pivotal movement in our nation's economic and political evolution, this year's conference presents a platform for critical evaluation of our choices as Africa's largest bar. To this end, an array of seasoned, experienced, and diverse speakers have been assembled to lead discussions and to provide incisive insights. Following the resounding success of last year's conference in Enugu, where His Excellency Julius Malema delivered the keynote address on the theme, Stand Out, Stand Tall, this year's conference promises to be a significant event that is poised to be a reference point for many years. Abdul Muhammad Sam, Chairman. So you see, now, this is not for George Weah as a person. This is a record, accomplishment, and recognition for the Republic of Liberia. But we know the guys on the other side, hateful as they are, they wouldn't see it. But we don't need them to recognize. We don't need them to accept. The country knows George Weah, citizen of this country, served as president of this country, recognized outside of this country, and continue to be recognized. You know what it means? You know what it means? The man whom they said he ain't educated, he can't speak good English, he not there, he not that. Highly educated, well-versed, renowned doctors of the law, the Nigerian Bar Association, say, my man, come. You get wisdom in you. Besides your education, you got exposure. You travel around the world. You have seen things. You are a motivational speaker. You know how to take people out of dungeon to prosperity. Come and speak to us. Ask yourself, why did they not take anybody from here? You have seasoned, that law gathering, legal people. You have great. You have people then who get doctorate, 2 doctorate degrees. I know some of the guys, they have 2 doctorate degrees in law. They have 2. I think I know about 2 or 3 lawyers. So, and they are best to that? The people said no. George Weah, the man, the wisdom the man get, the exposure, the experience he gained. The man, domestic and international acclaim. Come and speak to us, Chief. The man had just completed a major assignment to oversee his responsibility as head of FIFA Anti-Racism Committee was to oversee the entire World Cup. That was how, when you hear the Englishman say enormous, sweltering. I mean, it's not a small tax. Get to any one of the Unity Party men and they will fall off. You can't make it. Because you know what? The exposure in there. The man even rest good. The Nigeria Bar Association said chief can't talk to us. After the Nigerian bar, George, we are heading back for a miracle again. You for another high-profile conference. We'll tell you about that one. It's coming up. At the same time, he put in bits and pieces together for 2029. That the kind of man you have as leading opposition. Then you sit down, call yourself president. You detach yourself from this man. The man who is globally respected than you. Joseph Yuma Boaka. The man is domestically respected than you. You the president, but you unpopular. You unrespected. The man is not president, the man is respected. The man is popular. Out of Liberia, the man is known. And the man here, you will be friendly. And what God say, you know what God can put two people together, or you know what he always put two people together, and two people are never equal. Watch God. All the two people he put together, they're never the same. But he will have one person there with the exposure who will expose the next person. You have this man who blessing, favor, breakthrough, prosperity had all along been his portion. He comes into politics. He reigned. He brought unprecedented development. He could have stayed. He could have stayed in the presidency. He had everything available to him as a sitting president, which was sufficient enough. And you United Party people would not have done anything whatsoever because the margin was small. Just as the institution that honor him, what did they say? The guy said, though arguably he had the option, but he chose the same thing the Nigerian Bar Association, they put in their statement, razor-thin margin, razor-thin margin. The same thing the guy say, have a listen, that led to this institution recognizing him globally. Have a listen.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, while he arguably had options as a sitting president, while he arguably had options as a sitting president, while he arguably had options as a sitting president, while he arguably had options as a sitting president, lating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, while he arguably had options as a sitting president, while he arguably had options as a sitting president, while he arguably had options as a sitting president, while he arguably had options as a sitting president, while he arguably had options as a sitting president, while he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy.
You hear what the guy said? Why he arguably had options, not optional, but options as a sitting president, he chose. Why he arguably had options as a sitting president. Options, meaning everything available to him. He could have said, this election, CDC won it. The opposition did not win. And they want to cause this, they want to cause that, hereby order this, order that. What you people who have done, Unity Party people, nothing. Nothing. But the man look at it and say, let's set a model. Let's set a democratic model. Let not Liberia be on that path of a certain president holding on to power. And that's why all the people, all the democratic institutions around the world would salute George Weah. The guys made it clear in their statement, just as this man said. They made it clear in their statement the same. They said, thin, with a razor thin margin, with a razor thin margin, meaning by their legal reasoning, the margin between CDC and Unity Party was not a margin for a certain president to relinquish power. And saying, George, we are doing that. They said, this is unprecedented. We've never seen this in West Africa. We've never seen it in Africa. We've never seen it across the globe. For a certain president with the opposition, thin margin, relinquishing, this man should be a model for democracy. And the guys stated that. They said that he is a model of democracy. And listen, when you can get a recognition, George, we are getting a recognition from the Nigeria Bar Association, you know what it means? It stretches his reputation, his acclaim, his popularity. It brings him more and more in the space of global icons, world leaders. While you have that other vindictive character going after people just to put them in jail, that's all he can achieve. Listen to the guys. Listen to the man. They said, in a rare demonstration of statesmanship, His Excellency George Mannen Weah stepped down from the presidency in 2024 after a runoff election in which his closest rival pulled 50.64% to his 49.36%. His decision not to challenge. You see how the structure is? After saying the margin slow, the margin turning rather very, very small, which is challengeable or was challengeable. It had every ounce of challenging. Then they say, why? It's unusual. We haven't seen this in Africa before, that a certain president with a slimmer margin by the opposition, and then the sitting president having all of the options available to him will concede defeat and then call his opponent to congratulate him. We've not seen it. Do you know that historically Africa has had a bad record for decades upon decades? That is why when an African country is going into an election, the international community is concerned, and there is this real suspicion of the sitting president will rig the election to stay on in power. So they have always treated Africa with cynicism or skepticism. When Donald Trump referred to Africa using that expression, please allow me to use it because I had to be descriptive. When he referred to the African continent as a shithole place, many people interpreted that one-sided, economic. But you also come to realize bad governance, greed to stay on, irrational ego. And when world leaders are just hearing from Africa, this person is staying on, this person rigging the election, this person extending the constitution of his stay in power or so that he will stay in power, they get tired and say, look, Africa ain't no good place, but a shithole place. You don't want to transition. Look at Paul Biya in Cameroon. You think who can use Cameroon as a model of democracy? All the West African countries in Africa, European countries, America, using America as a model of democracy, not because of Joseph Yema Boakai, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. No, George Weah. It's because of George Weah. The Nigerian Bar Association, read their statement, is there. They refer to him as a model of democracy. You have such a man, a blessing, practical blessing before you, in your country with you. Then you see the man as your enemy. You're going after him. You want to bring him down. And nobody can bring a person down that is covered with the blood of Jesus, that is covered by God's presence. Everybody who was covered by God's presence in the Bible and people went against them, they died. God struck them. That's why you never go against. Never go against. Align with people. George Weah is capable, more than capable, holding Boakai hand and say, President this is our president. Our country this is our president. Do you know that the people prefer to listen to George Weah than Joseph Yema Boakai, who is the president? Already the people were skeptical about countries, European countries, the international community, skeptical about President Boakai. Why were they skeptical? Please listen, because we have some of our friends in the international community. When President Boakai came to power, they saw too many accidents. They saw too many fearful events. When you see such, what comes to mind? Or if you were in such a position, you would put on skepticism. You would treat the person with suspicion. Look at the situation in Tanzania. The people observed that our president was going off, and they were afraid that this disaster should not occur in our country. You know what it would mean for Tanzania? So immediately the people spotted. What did the woman do? The woman came in and said, sorry, Mr. President, we have to cut you off. Sorry, Mr. President, we have to cut you off because we are running out of time, which has never happened since God created the world and governance came into being. It has never happened. No president, prime minister, representative, senator, whoever giving a address, whether straight address or panel discussion, they've never cut that person off. Only our president has that history. You know what? The people were afraid. Even in his very country, you saw it. The protocol introduced the president. Every president knows where he ought to speak from. Every president knows. It is the knowledge of the president that he or she does not share podium with the rest of the people. No. That is why everywhere the president goes, apart from being out of the country, everywhere the president goes in the Republic of Liberia, the president pulpit or the president podium is taken. And the president knows that he or she does not share podium with any other person. They introduced the president. The president left his podium, he was going. No one knows where he was going. All these things the world started to see, discussing Liberia here and there. So they started withholding. Till today. Then, while the people were trying to let go this apprehension or fear of our president as accident in waiting? Cocaine, jump inside. People say, oh, but the president, yeah, you can trust this president. You can trust President Boakai. So let's stay off. Let's stay off that country called Liberia. Let's stay off. So now, most of the people now out of this place, they are having a second thought. Why did President Weah give in? Why did he concede? That's the thought they are having now. See how they refer to him? The Nigerian Bar Association. They refer to him as a model of democracy. They outline everything. Not even everything, but that's what they chose as their profiling of His Excellency the President, George Manneh Weah. So he will be delivering or speaking to those great, renowned, seasoned, well-versed, veteran politicians, lawyers, doctors, people of every persuasion, every spheres of life will be addressing them. We say congratulations to His Excellency the President, George Manneh Weah, Republic of Liberia. A president is always a president. When President Boakai left the vice presidency, he was always referred to as His Excellency the Vice President. A president is always a president. A vice president is always a vice president. A journalist is always a journalist. An officer is always an officer. A senator is always a senator. Those who serve as senators, they are, how they call them? They say call them a senator. They representative, though they're not representative, but they say call them representative. You see, that honorific is just there because you serve in that office. So you live with it until you leave the earth. So when we call him the president, it doesn't say that he's in the presidency still, but that's who he was, and he still is by his service to humanity, the people of Liberia. So we say congratulations to His Excellency the President, George Manneh Weah, on his recognition to speak to those great men and women. All right, so that's it. Let's move on to the next issue we've got. Nelson Mandela went to jail how many years? Nelson Mandela came out. Before Nelson Mandela, other people went to jail that came out. Jailhouse is not the place for death. Jailhouse is not death gala, or it's not firing squad. Though you go to jail, after your duration, you're out. So Prophet Key is about to come out. His own party jailed him. And I hold to my position still that he wasn't jailed because they tried to clean up society of immorality, of insult. He was jailed on tribal ground. We know that for a fact because the Chief Justice explained it. We have the clip here. He said in their tribe, what a man of you are, he called, you don't curse. When you curse, it's this and that. Then he said his people came to him, the Nima County elders and other people, to beg for him on tribal ground because he said the man would serve his sentence. So he sent the man to jail for six months. He's about to come out. And they told him to write letter of apology. He wrote that letter of apology. So he will come out from jail after serving his 6 months prison sentence. Beyond Prophet Key, the Chief Justice can send anybody to jail. As a matter of fact, the very day Prophet Key went to jail, and beyond that, people being insulting all over the place. So what the Chief Justice said was that they'll use the law to clean society. That is not true. Society is still dirty. You still have immorality all over the place. You still have people insulting. Now you can infringe on anybody's right. Say because they insult. Insult is not the only immorality. You go to people dress code. Look at how people dress. Look at how they conduct themselves. So will you use the law to take people from the street, keep them in jail? Look at how girls are dressed. Look at how people do all kinds of things, down to the youth and sport minister. Look at how she dressed the last time, half naked. That's immorality. It's not good for society's eye. So you can take her to jail. Unity Party obsession for power, makes use of power, will continue to damage them, and it's good. Let them continue to do these things. Because you know why? The very people who were screaming all over the place, they're now saying that these people did lie. So Brother Key will come out. He wrote his letter of apology to the people, the Chief Justice, the women of Liberia, and his vow that he will not insult again. Yes, that he will not insult again. So he will be released this August, having spent 6 months in jail. So let's see who's going to be the next person to send in jail for insulting. Just infringe on the man's right. But anyway, it was on tribal ground. It wasn't on anything because society is still polluted. The Chief Justice cannot tell us that on a daily basis he does not hear insults. He does not see immorality in practical terms, in capital letters all over. No, he sees, he knows. But he can go, you can take anybody for expressing themselves and say, oh, you insulted, so you're going to jail for 6 months. Well, we won't see the Chief Justice doing that. Taking people to jail for 6 months because you insult. Insult is nothing. Nothing. Insult is nothing. It's just an expression of the person's orientation. The very people, some of the women that you say, oh, he insulting women. When you hear some of those women, when you hear them in their houses, in their offices, everywhere, when you hear them, when you hear the things that they say, you want to take them and put them in jail too. Some of the women are just bad off. Hear the expressions that come from their mouth, using vulgar expressions. You think the cursing where it came from? The cursing came from women. All the cursing you hear, people are cursing all kind of way. It came from women. Not all. I mean those ones who turn themselves into cursing association. All right. That will be doing it for that. So let's move to, they say the government bans shisha. The government, you're confusing everything. All right. The ban shisha. So you people who smoking shisha, Commerce Ministry say, if they find you smoking shisha, you're in trouble. You shouldn't smoke shisha. If they find you smoking it, they find it at entertainment centers and other places, you're done. They say the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, in collaboration with the relevant government agencies responsible for public health, consumer protection, and law enforcement, hereby informs all owners and operators of nightclubs, bars, lodgings, and similar entertainment establishments that sell, distribution, promotion, and use of shisha in their premises is hereby prohibited with immediate effect. So Commerce Ministry is simply saying, when they see you with shisha, your party, whether birthday, wedding, they see shisha at nightclubs, entertainment centers, everywhere, you'll be picked up. That place will be closed. So that Sisha now. Listen, the boy just funny. All the thing there is just that play thing. Play. Eh? You know how people can take you serious? It's not to put your strength on the consumers. When you put your strength on the consumers, then you're strong, you weak. When you put your strength on the importers, then they say you serious government. Because if you bring it in, if you stop the people from bringing it in and not coming in, the people will not do. If you cut the supply line, the people won't receive supply. But you're not cutting the supply line. You should be saying, going forward or with immediate effect, Unity Party government hereby bans the importation of seashell into the country. Then they will say, yeah. But you ever to go stand, your police people, DEA, and the other people in charge, you go to the people places, you allow the e-commerce people to come put you in harm's way. You go to the places and you're where I call when they're wasting in your face, they beat you. Madeline that goes there sitting there in her office there, enjoying herself, she and her people. When they finish releasing statement, then they put you in harm's way. Let herself go from one entertainment center to another, taking people seashell. You go there. You get cocaine in this place. You won't concerned about the cocaine. That seashell. You think I will take our attention off the cocaine? You go there. You tell her, ain't she the Minister of Commerce? Let she and her people go from one entertainment center to another. You're going to put yourself in harm's way. You go to entertainment center. Already they get strong men and they get baba men in the entertainment center. When they beat you like nobody business, police will just be running around looking for you. They can't find anybody. You go to step the people. Say you ban it. When you ban it, when you're not in the country, nobody will smoke shisha. Nobody will take drag. Nobody will sniff. But if they think in the country, you ever to go to Lebanese men, the mean people that can take in a shisha, do the sniffing and hauling. The Lebanese people, you think that the small thing, you go to some of the top bars, then all around shisha. You go there, you go shut it down. You go to the Lebanese people. You will know. All right. So let's go now. They say Benny C shy. I better lead the people. Plenty of things you want ban. That only C shy you get a ban. Only C shy the only harmful thing. Then ban the importation of cigarettes. Ban the importation of all of those things that you said are prohibited according to the public health law, consumer protection, and law enforcement. But ban all of those things, or not only shisha, ban the importation of cigarette, ban everything, saying you want to keep a healthy health environment. Number all. But don't do it one-sided. Don't pick and choose. Everything that goes into the body when you know that it is harmful, ban it. That only shisha is just the same as cigarette. So ban what the difference between shisha and cigarette? What the difference between shisha and kush? Yeah, your own DEA. They came out, they say kush has doubled under the Unity Party government. How kush coming into the country? All right. So let's go on to the topical issue in Liberia. The top issue in Liberia, the cocaine. A rough. Well, when Teacher Light was closing the show yesterday, almost to the end before he started to take off, he said that he was getting info that the United States government is raised concern about the guys here, the trend of the investigation, and that they wanted these guys be tried out of Liberia. That information is true. That information that Teacher Light gave last night is true. the government of the United States, and this is what I can say before going further, it is our understanding that some of these guys might be citizens of America. Now, you want to ask yourself, does it make any sense for a country to just, a sovereign country, insert itself into another country sovereignty if there is no infringement, no link whatsoever? No. We understand the argument some people will argue Liberia is a sovereign country. Liberia has laws, Liberia has codes, and the laws must be tested here. The codes must be tested. This is an independent country. You expect people will argue that. Will they be wrong? No. Will the argument have substance? Yes. But will a country, which you also ask yourself, just insert itself in a country domestic affair if it doesn't have any reason or reasons to do? Ask yourself that question. Is America inserting itself in Liberia's domestic affairs simply because it is superpower? Simply because it puts money in Liberia? Simply because that drug issue? Is it the right of America moving from country to country when you hear about drug, when you hear about this person, then they take them? Is it? No. If America is inserting itself in Liberia's domestic affair, quote unquote, the cocaine, it means there are reasons why they are doing it. People will look at it from the legal perspective that Liberia is an independent country. Liberia has independent judicial system. The people must be tried here and every other thing. That argument has substance. To dismiss it will be foolhardy. You can't dismiss that argument. It has substance. But you equally want to look on the other side of the coin and ask yourself rhetorically why America has vested interest going to the bottom of this cocaine thing. Then you ask yourself also why America wants these people to be tried out of Liberia. The argument will be they trust the court here. They have seen a couple of things happening, how the entire investigation is going. The court itself is compromised, police compromised, DEA compromised. Your argument will be right. It has substance. But do we not have a president in the country? We do have. Before the 100 million, the court, it was tried, yeah. Was the American not involved? They were involved. Do we have another president, Honor Ellen Johnson Sirleaf? If the Americans are not saying that we want the case to be tried on our soil, then probably, maybe most of these guys are American citizens. Well, we as government, they say, oh, the other person got dual citizenship. Oh, the other person got dual citizenship. Oh, when the person finished doing it, then they run to America. That's how they were telling America that some of these CDC people, they get dual citizenship. So when they cause havoc in Liberia, they're doing it one, they're doing it, then George will make way for them to go to America. They say that. So they were successful in getting the very America against the CDC government. Here we are today. The very America is saying, me, I know, but I just assuming that some of these guys are citizens of America, the whole America document. The same way they were saying, based on the knowledge they had of some CDC officials that they had dual nationalities. They were citizens of the United States and citizens of Liberia. They were saying it in CDC time. We heard it. And CDC people were denying. They were on the defensive. They were defending themselves that they did not hold. Some of them, Unity Party in opposition were bringing out some documents, even though you could not see the image clear. But they were displaying documents. So that a person passport, that a person passport, that a government official passport. So when they do anything, they cause havoc here, then George Weah can make way for them to go to America and sit down. So I want to believe, I'm not being definitive, but I want to believe, I assume, that some of these guys who are involved with this drug thing are citizens of America. So based on that, America could say, we need this person, we need that person, need that person to try. I don't want dual nationality. I just been pondering it. It could be one of the reasons that America want them. It could not be the reason. But you want to think, why will a country, a sovereign country, insert itself into another country, a sovereign country domestic affairs with a request if they don't have any link whatsoever? I want to believe some of these guys are citizens of the United States and they want them to be tried. Besides the other aspect, but apart from that, the entire is there a system? It's not a system any longer. So the entire arrangement is corrupt. Don't use system. When you're saying system, you're saying order. You're saying impartiality when it comes to anything. What you have, the judiciary, the legislature, the executive, that's arrangement. They've left from system to arrangement. So when you're saying the system we get, it means we have law and order. We trust the system, but nothing like that. The three branches of government compromised. The DEA under the executive is compromised. The police under the executive is compromised. The legislature is compromised. The judiciary is compromised. Where in the world a judge will just give a 5G approval to burn cocaine? You can see the document, but police director announced that we sought approval from the court. Everybody is compromised. So what can you get of such investigation? You will get nothing. How can the accused investigate himself or herself? How can the referee be the referee, the linesman, the match commissioner, every other person? How is that possible? What justice or accountability you will get for the offense or offenses occurring on the pitch? When one man deciding everything, the same thing in politics. Few people are deciding everything. The police compromised, the court compromised, everybody compromised. Not a single person, not a single institution you can rely on. Look what has been coming out over the days. Then you say that the people should not use the court here. Listen, I support that 100%. You can't trust the police. You can't trust the court. The court is a remote control. Look at the court in this whole situation. The court is not independent. The court is more political than judicial. The court is more political than judicial. The court is being tossed to and fro. It's being used. Look at the Samuel Tuer case. Samuel Tuer was acquitted. What happened? Less than no time. The judge said, "Your come back." Somebody say they were temporary. All of your can. In fact, we're canceling that case. We're canceling the acquittal. We're going for a new case. Where have you seen that happen in a war? Since God created the war, And you would think that the judge was not being politically used? Then you look at the cocaine burning. In a twinkling of an eye, the announcement came out that they sought the approval of the judge to burn the cocaine. Do you know at what point the judge gave approval for the burning of cocaine? You have not gone into full trial of the case. Everything you're doing that just on the French, on side war thing there. Then you hasten to burn the case. To burn the cocaine. And the reason they did it was they are understanding or destroying evidence. And what did we say? You destroy evidence, but you cannot destroy the evidence. Get me well. They destroyed the evidence, but they did not destroy the evidence. They burned the cocaine, but they did not deny that it wasn't cocaine. They confirmed that it was cocaine. It has been cocaine all along for several months. It went far and wide. Institutions, governments, security institutions, everybody accepted it and believed it, and the government did confirm that it is cocaine. And the government police Inspector General Gregory Comer said that it is cocaine. It was tested at DEA, and it came out to be cocaine, and it was sanctioned. The cocaine trade was sanctioned by senior officials of the Unity Party government, this government.
The investigation found that on Friday, June 5th, 6 boxes were prepared for shipment through the cargo system at the Roberts International Airport. The shipment was processed under FOR's description of ordinary goods, declaring it to be Maggie Cube and Lapa. But from the beginning, there were already red flags. Discrepancies in the declared weight of the product, suspicion from the screening images, and conflicting shipment documentation. Because of those discrepancies, the cargo did not leave as planned on June 5th. On Sunday, June 7, 2026, when the boxes were rescanned and physically inspected, a white powdery substance was discovered concealed in them. A substance was immediately turned over to the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. It was subsequently tested and confirmed was definitely
the evidence. That's evidence. He did not say any other. He said it was confirmed. It was confirmed to be cocaine. Then he comes back to say the entire cocaine trade was sanctioned, meaning approved by senior officials of the Unity Party government.
This thing was definitely sanctioned as state actors at the very, very senior level of this government, at the very, very senior level of this government, at the very, very senior level of this government, at the very, very senior level of this government. The identified key players. This thing was definitely sanctioned as state actors at the very, very senior level of this government, of the Republic of Liberia. The identified key players. This thing was definitely sanctioned as state actors at the very, very senior level of this government, of the Republic of Liberia.
Which the police director refused to name. So how now you don't want the government of the United States to raise concern? You identify your name, you made an announcement. You're not an ordinary man. The police director is not an ordinary man. The police director, along with the justice minister, They are senior advisors to the president on security matters. The justice minister is the head of the joint security. The police director works in concert or in collaboration with the head of the joint security. They are senior advisors to the president on security matter. If the police director can say that senior officials, top officials, he said at the top, I'm telling you why the American government has every reason to raise concern that these guys should be tried out of Liberia. The enormity, the severity, the seriousness of it, and how it has damaged the country. It would take this government, years to repair. The damage is severe. The damage is bad off. People, the American government is not inserting itself in our domestic affair simply because it is the world superpower. You should be grateful. The government, unity government, should be grateful that the people try to help to clean up the mess. Otherwise than that, this thing is finished. Unity Party is finished. Bwaka can do everything he can. He can never ever win 2029. He done. Your Unity Party people, you'll be screaming all while they play. Yeah. You'll be writing. And you're slowing down. You're writing on Facebook. And you're slowing down. It's getting serious now. It's going down. It's going down. It's going down. The police director pressed Chakla real good. Real good. The police director pressed Chakla. Real good. That statement, the American government said, oh, but you're listening to the man. Let's go back. The man even say, he did not only say senior officials. The man said from the top. That one, do you need extra education on it? No, you don't need extra education. There are three layers. There are three layers of people, governance-wise. There are three layers. You have the people who are down the line, the workers then. There you get directors, you get assistant minister, you get assistant minister, then you get the other people responsible for different things. That the first layer, that the base there. Then you have the second layer. The second layer that the minister, the tap brass then. Minister this, minister that, minister this. That's why the ministers then they go for cabinet meeting. The other people don't go for cabinet meeting, they wait for briefing. That's the second layer there. Then you have the top layer. You have the top layer of the political tabernacle. The top layer that the one Gregory Como referred to. The top layer that the president, vice president, speaker, pro tem, deputy speaker, or as per our governance structure. Who is the 10th most powerful man, as they can say from a governance standpoint? They say the speaker. Who is the president of the Senate? The vice president. Who is the president of the republic? The president. That layer there, that layer with the political trinity, president, vice president, speaker. That layer. You're listening to the man again. Why the American government will not come in? You think they're supposed to be? The police director made it. Here go. You see, when you feel you know too much, you just talk. You make no sense. You just entrap yourself. Oh God. The police director pressed Chakla. That the man brought the US government into it and said, "But we gotta do something." What the police director mean? Tap, hey man. That statement the police director should not have made that statement. He rushed. He should not have made that statement. You're listening? Oh? You're listening to the man. Yeah, the first thing he said, we have identified key players. We have identified key players. Director, we're not going into drop be doing all kind of thing there. That director will be afraid. The country will be afraid of drop it. Everybody in the country. The lower people, then they can never temper. The assistant ministers there. When he said we identify key players, it's a reference for upstairs. Look at how he said it. Listen to him carefully. After he said we identify key players, listen to him. Let's go, Chief.
We have identified key players. This thing was definitely.
How many times he used the word definitely? 2 times. 2 times. That is emphasis. Whenever a person is speaking and the person uses a word repeatedly, the person is not being redundant. The person is not being repetitious. No, don't understand it that way. That is the person's main idea. That's the main point the person is sending across, and the person is laying emphasis on it. The person is not mixing his words. The person is not guessing. The person is not second guessing. The person is not quoting anybody at all. The person is saying, this I know is 100% true, and I'm saying it with no reservation whatsoever. That's it. Listen to the man again. The man used the word definitely 2 times. And watch the countenance, watch his voice, how he said it.
Definitely. Was definitely. Definitely. Was definitely. Definitely. Was definitely. Definitely. Was definitely. Definitely. Sanctioned as state factors.
All right. Yeah. Sanction by state actor. Sanction by state actor. Sanction means approve. Approve. That's what the word sanction means. It means approve. The word sanction is used 2 ways: for punishment and for approval. So you can every day in your house or in your office or in your interaction with people everywhere, you see you're doing it. When you give an instruction, it means you have sanctioned that thing that you want to be done. You give your approval. Or that something you don't want to be done, you give your approval. Or someone did something and they had to pay for it, which is called punishment, you give your approval, a sanction. So they want he using the word sanction in the context of planning, organizing, processing, with the implications, meaning they knew the implications of all, and they decided to go into it. Listen again. Watch the man's words.
Definitely. Sanctioned by state factors.
Sanctioned by state actors. Sanctioned by state actors. In governance, who are the state actors? The state actors, president, vice president, pro tem, deputy speaker, and then followed by the rest of the people. State actors. State actors is a reference for people who shaped decision, people who change decision, people who make decision, people who influence decision or influence situation with their power, their authority, their influence that no one can question. That what a state actor in the context in which he used that expression. Now listen to the next.
At a very, very senior level.
At a very, 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 very senior level. What is the senior level of the government? From the top. The senior level is the top of the government. The senior level is not the middle. It's not the bottom. It's the top. Senior is always up. It's always up. Senior does not start from down to the middle and up. It starts from up. The senior is up. At the senior level meaning that layer, it's from the top. I'm telling you why the American government has taken interest in the thing and want these guys to be prosecuted out of Liberia.
Of this government, the Republic of Liberia.
I'll go back one more time, Chief. You're listening to him carefully. Watch his voice. Listen to his words. Words are key. Words are very, 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 very key, especially coming from a high-profile political figure, a high-profile security figure. It's very important. Very, very. That's why you see people out of Liberia, they tap brass them, president, vice president, prime minister, whatever their portfolio, when they speak it, people listening to them. Those philosophical journalists, what do you see? They catch them by words because they're listening to them keenly. The words they use, the phrase they use, how they use those words, they catch them on it. Then where the analysis will go. Listen to the man. Let's go, Chief. Let's go.
We have identified key players. This team was definitely sanctioned as state actors at very, very senior level of this government, of the Republic of Liberia.
So who are those? Who are those? They were the police director, Press Chakla. So if the American government comes out and say, we are interested in this thing, we want to conduct an investigation, and as a matter of truth, listen, when the George Weah's regime 100 million drug, wasn't the American involved? Who was excited? Who was screaming and celebrating and rejoicing all over the place for America's involvement? This very government. These people who are in Unity Party today as officials, what did they do? It was one of what they used to enhance their call for sanctions against certain CDC officials. And when the sanction came, they celebrated. They were happy. They did not say that America should not have gotten involved because Liberia is a sovereign country with an independent court system, that we trust the court system despite we are in opposition. They did not say that. They welcomed the United States government action in every way. They even wanted the United States government to sanction President George Weah. They ran this campaign. They said Weah couldn't go to America. Those seditions officials, they know. They ran the campaign. They said Weah couldn't go to America. The American government banned him. Later on, they came out to say, oh, even if Weah goes to America, he can't go to this major event. He will only go to a house. The American government restrict the man. The man can go all around because when he leaves his house to go around, the American government will arrest him. But Weah went to America from one end to another and came back. No American government arrested him. The American government did not put out any statement, but they were excited about the involvement of the United States government then. Why today they do not want the United States government to get involved in this cocaine thing? The United States government is right. They must get involved. Because you know why they don't want? They are guilty. They consciously and subconsciously know what is about to befall the government. We've already know the police director has given us a preview, a real understanding that it came from the top, it started from the top down. The police director said senior officials of this government. So who is more suited now to extract information from? The police director. If the United States government is dead serious with this thing, the first person that need to pick up that the police director, because his revelation is usable. That's good revelation. He said senior officials of the government from the top. He said from the top. You don't want the people to get involved? Come on. They will get involved. It's important they get involved. That's the only way we would know. The only way we would know exactly how this thing started. And to come to an end. Seditions smile, laugh, rejoice. Not rejoicing and smiling. I'm telling you, because Unity Party government is soaking in cocaine. No, but because you are vindicated. You are vindicated. Yesterday, they said it was your president who was bringing drugs into the country, who was killing the people of this country. Today, it is saying, it is clear, it is convincing that they have been doing all of those things. The lies that you use, or the symbol of lie that you use against an innocent soul, that same symbol of lie, you use it against yourself unconsciously, and you are exposed. That's the situation with Unity Party. That's why I say seditions, friends of CDC, friends of George Weah, rejoice, laugh, smile, celebrate, eat good food, eat with joy, sleep well, come outside your house and open your body to a cold breeze. The Englishman can say, take a breather. You come outside, you say, amuse yourself. If you can drink, you go, you take your 1 or 2 bottles. If you can drink soft drink. You just amuse yourself. Just celebrate. You're not celebrating because Unity Party people are caught with their pants down in cocaine. You are celebrating because you are with clear conscience. The one the Englishman called vindicated. Meaning, everybody knows they lie on you. They lie on George Weah. They lie on you people CDC. So their lie has caught up with them. Their own lie has exposed them. Their own lie has brought them on the guilty stand. And their own lie is about to put them on the legal and political gallows. So that's what I mean when I say seditions. Smile, rejoice, amuse yourself. Tell God, thank you. Say, Father, truly, you are the God, truly, of Romans 12:19. Tell him, say, truly, God, yes, I believe you. You are the God of Romans 12:19. What Romans 12:19 say? Say, vengeance is mine. In the fullness of time, I will expose everyone who has brought lies against you. And that's what you're seeing with Unity Party. Or the American government should not. The American government should not need it. We get sovereign day. We get sovereign that. We don't have any sovereign. The court is corrupt. The police corrupt. The LDA compromise. We don't trust any one of those people to do any investigation here. The president has slept over this thing. He had been joking with it. He thought that it was just going to be one of those political things that will just die in 2-3 days. What did we say? That you burn the cocaine, but it's not the end of it. If I were those people or close the door, I told them, come on, y'all leave that cocaine, let it be there. Let it be there. And the reason will be because we're already entrapped ourselves. So why we're burning cocaine? If you burn the cocaine, the evidence stay there. You expose, you say the thing are cocaine. You say government officials involved. You arrested people, you arrested 12. You dismiss, you suspend. That evidence right there. So you burn the cocaine and mean anything. It was not right. It was very immature to burn the cocaine. But they have burned it now, so we can bring the cocaine back. It's gone. The act has been done. But it did not destroy everything. Just like God said you can destroy. You can destroy the body, but you cannot destroy the soul. You destroy the cocaine, but you can destroy the case. The case is alive. The case is healthy. The case is vibrant. You can destroy the case. You destroy the cocaine, but you can destroy the case. It's on. It's against you. You people will be tried. You go up, you come down. Let me tell you another thing, then we open the line. All the rights out they're doing on Facebook, they think, and they say they were controlling the narrative. I said, no. We told you. Teacher Light re-emphasizing. They're not controlling the narrative. We're controlling the narrative. Right now, they're us in charge. We controlling the narrative. They're not controlling any narrative. They are on a tricky defense. Not tricky, but cunning defense. They are on cunning defense. They're not controlling the narrative. Everything is against them. Everything is against them. They're not controlling anything. To control a narrative means that you are in charge. You have complete control. You shift. You determining this. You determining the pace of this. You doing this. You doing that. So everything is working in your favor and against. But they are not controlling the narrative. We are controlling the narrative. Who is defending? Who on the defensive? They. We're not on the defensive. Everything is working against them. Everything. So what have they resorted to do? The Unity Party people that we know, we saw them in the past when things came out on CDC people, how they flooded the internet. People who didn't know Unity Party officials by name and face, they got to know them because they were out 24/7. Look today. Look at social media and look at other places. You hardly see them. You have only few pretending like they're more patriotic of Unity Party. And they're coming out and they're not talking, they're not talking about the joy that No, they're going on other people. Say, the person can cost more, the person this. Oh, the person that. They want to own a petty thing. They have reduced themselves to a petty thing. We're not going petty. We remain high. We're going higher. Watch them on social media. That petty thing they own. The other person can cause my cause. The other person this, the other person that. If this thing was a CDC person, you have seen all of the 1,000 plus that the president has to appoint Unity Party people all over. But watch their ministers, watch their assistant ministers, watch their superintendents, watch their directors, watch the party officials, all of them, they're gone off Facebook. They're gone off social media. Only one they're trying to save face. Then you say they're controlling the narrative. They're not controlling the narrative. They're gone to bed. They are afraid. The thing that is coming up, they will be prosecuted. President Bouaka will have to approve. He will have to sign that document for his people to be taken out of this country, to be prosecuted and sent to everlasting jail. and his government crumble. You never put on any vindictive act. You use 2 years running after George Weah. George Weah ain't got time for y'all. George Weah ain't even thinking about y'all. George Weah go out of this country, he's thinking about the country. He's talking to people, encouraging investors to come to the country. But you see George Weah as your hater. That's why God said, George, leave him. I will show to him that I am God. Nebuchadnezzar thought that he had all of the power, authority, and influence. Going after people, considering them his political opponent, doing all kinds of things. God said, you'll leave him. In the fullness of time, I will make him to know that I am God, that my power is higher than his power. What happened to Nebuchadnezzar? Power sweet, but it blindfolds, and you never allow power to blindfold you. Always keep power in check. So yeah, the next thing they are doing now, the turning UPs. All of them. You know what they are doing now? They small money now, they're sharing money to people around. We know that. We heard some. You know, media people there, we are one. We are one. So media people there, they get plenty of CDC beginning all around. The social media, then they make CDC, CMC, MPC. So forget it. You see some of the people you think, oh, they're praising you, but that job we are beginning. So when you're doing your late thing, you're giving your mark, they will receive your mark, but they will hint. That's what they resorted to now for people to be talking, oh, the cold days, Liberia is a sovereign day. They want money happy. America should leave her. America, that money when they get to you eat it. America will get involved. They will prosecute you to the core. I see you. So let's go. Where the guy? Let it go. What a man. Let the man confirm again. Let the man confirm.
The investigation found that on Friday, June 5th, 6 boxes were prepared for shipment through the cargo system at the Roberts International Airport. The shipment was processed under FOR's description of ordinary goods, declaring it to be Maggie Cube and Lapa. But from the beginning, there were already red flags. Discrepancies in the declared weight of the product, suspicion from the screening images, and conflicted shipment documentation. Because of those discrepancies, the cargo did not leave as planned on June 5th. On Sunday, June 7, 2026, when the boxes were rescanned and physically inspected, a white powdery substance was discovered concealed in them. A substance was immediately turned over to the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. It was subsequently tested and confirmed to be cocaine.
So let's go. Let's go to the comments first, then we move to the line, and then that will be doing it for today. Perry Slobot said, from the top, it means Bwaka is involved with the cocaine. This is what the IG meant. Bokari will face justice from the U.S. drug enforcement agencies. Therefore, Bokari and reckless regime is in hot water. Tobasi, the damage has already been done by the police IG, Gregory Coleman, when he said that the entire government of Joseph Iman Bwaka is involved. The Bwaka family cocaine trade. America is now going to come in and request that its Liberian citizens, American citizens, be tried in America. The Unity Party-led government is finished. Sad. Dakar's Bakari said the senior advisor to the president and the advisor on foreign investment are involved in the cocaine trafficking. Joseph Weah, almost all Bwaka government officials hold a U.S. citizen passport, and many of them are involved in this drug business. Gabriel West, Shisha is smoked in every country that I have traveled: Sudan, Cameroon, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Chad, Burkina Faso, Ghana, and there in the U.S. funding people government. Stephen Sla, but I thought the government banned this when they came to power. T-Max say, if we're naming all presidents, we are achievements. I don't think we will leave here. Let those cocaine, drugs skew. Guys named BM Joseph Boakai own achievement. The only fireman course we will get from there. Nobody calls you a shade. The beginning can say a shade. Nobody calls it that. We intellectualizing the issue, but we have never been insulted. It's not easy. Fire in Soweto. Yeah, Matilda Stevens, we're not on YouTube. Yes, only on Facebook, but very shortly, that will be settled. We'll be back on YouTube shortly. My dear Gion brother, Stevie Coco, Stigo, what's up? It's been a while, man. Hope that you are faring well. All right, let's get to the line now, and you can have your say. 0772 23 99 33 0886 3044 97 0777 9803 75. Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Andrews.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Andrews. I'm Spencer Mohammed, and I call from Down Coastal Hill Community. Mr. Andrew, thank you very much for your program. Mr. Andrew, my attentions have been drawn to the issue from the Nigerian Bar Association to His Excellency Dr. George Manuel Weah. Look, Mr. Andrew, I'm overwhelmed. Why am I overwhelmed? All the years, our brothers who were used, neglected, and now dejected and wallowing in church wilderness without any directions, said the president, we didn't know. But the man who don't know program to be invited to address the Nigeria Bar Association, it speaks volume. These are people with multiples of universities, people who have highly educated people. For President Weah to be invited, it just killed the defeat of, it just validated our assessment that President Weah is indeed the most outstanding educated politician in our country. And this is what we did not see over the last 6 years from President Boakai. President Boakai used to be protesting all over here on Grand Lobby, calling for step-down campaign. We want to use that media to appreciate President Weah. President Weah, indeed, you are proving to be the outstanding politician. That's why Liberia is what it is today. We say thank you. Go out there, make Liberia proud, plan a friend Liberia, make us proud, make the citizen proud. Tell the world that indeed you are an icon that worth to be celebrated. Despite all of this negativity for our failed Unity Party brothers who choose not to recognize you, but God will always carry you through. Thank you very much, President Weah. Make us proud. Fly the flag of Liberia, and indeed, 2029, you will return to the executive mansion. Thank you very much.
Hello, women's line.
Yeah, I'm
fine.
Yeah. Mr. Andrew, let me first say thanks to the Almighty God and thanks to the Nigeria Bar Association for the invite to our political leader. That's what we want. You know, Mr. Andrew, when you get correct leader, when you not get cooking leader, you get good leader. That what can happen? If they men are cooking leader, that invitation that can be a senator to him. So much thank you to the government of Nigeria, to the Bar Association for the invite. That why we will be beyond President Weah. They go somewhere. And they say, Father, the leader, our leader, he was invited, and I know you will prove a point. You will represent over there. He's not a cooking leader. He was a cooking leader. You are not coming to get that invitation.
All right, madam. Thank you. Have a nice day. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Sam Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm Peter David Castle. I call from under the street light in Lower Johnsonville, an outstanding member of the Concerned Bureau for Justice. And Mr. Andrew, thank you for the fascinating discussion. Let me say, And I had thanks to His Excellency Dr. Georgetown we are, and for that particular invitation to speak on that Nigerian Bar Association. Nigeria is one of the major and educated environment when it comes to Africa and the entire world. So to invite His Excellency to speak with their lawyers, such as the Bar Association, that's a complete great honor. You see, nobody can fight success. We went for the FIFA engagement, from there, going for another international engagement. And that's what we call leadership and education. When you build yourself, you become marketable in every given environment. That's how we are. It's like, and that's how we articulated to our brothers and sisters yesterday. He said, let we have become the president for Liberia for the 12 years. He said, no. So now, the outside boys are not inviting him to speak on an international occasion. So it's very much credible, and we are very much impressed. And it gives us more energy and anxiety, and to put our strength and interest behind him. And lastly, to the issue of the drugs, I think, Mr. Sam Andrew, this particular drugs issue, I think I want to agree with Gogri Kumar that senior government officials are being connected with that, because when you look at the airport, he said the operation of airport was arrested. Then to the Monrovia Central Prison, the operation was also arrested. And these guys, they are low-ranking officials in the government. They cannot work without the acquiescence.
All right, Chief. Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sir Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Bar calling for justice, member of the Liberian for justice. Sir Andrew, thank you very much. And I want to say thanks to the Nigerian bar that is what President we are. No, Sir Andrew, the people sat in your country. They know that President we are over the 6 years they may run the country. The country was peaceful. Can you imagine when they met so over, ECOWAS left, the international committee, the investor that were here, they left. And all the President we are leadership. And in the 2 year COVID-19 camp, and the men things, the country, people were staying home, it was paying people that the leader will talk about, that the leader did. He not complaining. Whatever project Ellie did, where Ellie not in and he went for investor and he background and he more development. Oh no, the leader saying nothing. Let me tell you, there's a real land in their community that they make a great mistake, they want to put on it to the land. You may probably lot of them, they voted them. Today in my community, yes. So the people that voted in Nepal, they are ashamed, they are bad to shame. If I'm telling you, they are ashamed for the drug issue that they use. They come to power. They ain't got much to tell you. The reason you can see on the textbook, they will not come there. What a President Bwaka elected, in letter or not, or government official letter or not, they will be investigated. American will carry the guard and investigate them. We will not sit down here and lie with the politics that they will rule the country. They will use us and rule the country. They lie, they come to power. President Bwaka, the Liberian know and the American know that you want to start there. You want to play for all of the education. But they will not say that our people in the US will recommend them. They will push it in the hot and push it to Donald Trump. The investigation will go on and the guy will prove for you and go American investigate. So that brought the trust, who in the trust, the key actor, police director say, and their name will be called. And you know, whether you are lucky or not, you are finished. That you are breaking draw on a president. We are why close here today. Thank you very much.
Hello. Hello. Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Sam Andrew.
You are on the air.
Okay, thank you very much, Sam Andrew. This is our David Samuel on the legacy of former President Bwaka Market and a proud member of concern like for justice. Mr. Sam Andrew, let me tell you, this time around, we want to take the bull by the horn. We don't want to be behind the petty people there in the government. For me, I'm asking the president to do the following thing because what you need to come out responsible. We voted for him to do the needful for the Liberian people, but he has gone the contrary. Let him please resign. Let him see the means to resign, and the only way the whole cartel will be to go completely in this country. Because no matter what, there are people in a circle who are still connected. Even if they can arrest 100 people, suppose they be there. That we don't know, they are there with you. So the only thing let him do the needful Now, I think you're coming to tell the people, thank you. The people are hired to work with me. They have brought disgrace to me and to the country. So we all going that the only way the whole country will be broken. So thank you very much for your show.
Thank you too. Have a nice day. Hello. You are on the air, Chief.
Hello. There is Ruben Stewart from Ghana Day. My brother, I came back to Liberia and so discouraged. People not beyond Liberia, only take politics now over the whole country. They care and the foreigner are taking over the whole land. And I think no men get on politics business. They in fact saying how the country will sell all of them move power. The time all the know somebody will kind power they can talk. Hey man, I can do the job our own set of people foreigner they join themselves. We love people to pay hard, but foreigner to pay easy. Hey man. It's better. I was thinking about the country, my brother. I was thinking about our children. Thank you.
Hello?
Hey, G partner.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Fine, oh fine. And you?
Thank God, my brother. We here watching. Sitting on the bench watching. And I eat the football game playing. They see foot. So just added there. Look. Sam, you're been saying those things. You're been saying that. Look, I said, God, thank you for we are. For also Bwaka. When the man said the government is confused, Bwaka is confused. A lot of men of God said, I see ginger in Liberia. I see drugs in Liberia. There will be a cannabis state where it's something. So they were happy. They met for, they eat a bar moon now. They come to pour in bar moon. You get it from he said from the top. What do you mean from the top? So that Bwaka, right? Or that Jeremiah or who is that? They don't tell who they speak of. They don't tell us. The message tell himself after a stone, say when he brought in the police to us say the message 8K and gave you 2K. But then they say he said that to himself. Then the top official, they bring the poking their hair in the poking jar. So according to all the American embassy nearby Monrovia, they help us in the process. And I like this one they said they want to try to put in America. Then they put agree. Maybe they are citizens for America. They say leadership in America. Yeah, they try in America. But we're talking about cooking. Oh, talking about food. Oh, they put making food. They were taking some playing boom, playing boom, boom, hey. They tell John today. They phone now. They posted they have 1.2 billion. Same. That they John was depending on. Two message and you will be go message at Bagwe in Maryland County. And that is it. That thing was defending. They got 1.2 billion. And they also was defending on. That was making a special one they place. But thank God, thank you for we are. And so Nigerian people that call we are. They'll say we're not looking for American English here. Because we will speak a Korokwa, they will understand it. He will speak a Korokwa, even if possible, he will speak true, they will understand it. They don't see that they begin cooking in the country that. They begin cooking in the country. But we are CLA, who are a global to the Nigerian people, and they will understand it. If you want cooking, people will go over there. People when they call upon, they will escape from that there and go back to America. They will investigate them. So when they post it, they will not call local people here to come to Nigeria and come for our program. We'll call we are, who will understand, who know the issue, and he will speak to us that they never set a trap, what set a basic, that when you now win, say you win. Even one person over you, set the power over, that they never did in Africa. What did happen for in the country, my son? It happened for one day, but we are set a basic. So for respect, we are all over the country. People will call Bwaka and send cookie, or will call it and food and send cookie, to go to Nigeria and go do what it, to go do what in a bad situation. Between the poor crazy like us, the last two people like us, like no one will come for the country, and our country, that dead bad. Them Andrew, thank you.
All right, G-Spanner, have a nice day. Which way we go? Hello?
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 Yeah, I'm listening to you guys. And I know the radio station that has the other program like the Unity Party, CDC Unity Party. I very want to know. The issue is about us, the government has information and discovering and renting a drug and putting it to Liberian people. And renting other in a country, putting it in jail. and the investigation is just going on. This is a huge issue that before being a just brigade. So I don't know why everyone what the government to do or why everyone people to do. We are not saying that the government trying their best. So even when the Americans say that they were putting Liberian citizens cannot go and be jailed in America. What happened to Liberia? We investigate here. We are coming here. So I don't know how you got one of the people that just about bringing joy. If you know that you about bringing joy, why can't you what I get it? So we want to say that was to allegation with there against somebody that whether taking on why that means a team man. I wanted to go before it. So thank you.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, the first level calling for the Virgin Speaker District number 11. No, thank you for the show, Mr. Andrew. And you know about the people thing that they are forgetting about the cookie, they are lying. But new reporting of the push, they also increasing into triple. And the children now are selling the cools, people selling cold water in the market. They all in a pocket, they're going to buy selling it in a street. They no get it this time, but they are buying it, they are buying street market. It's all over. So the next 1 year from now, the Zogo will be plenty of money ever before. Thank you.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Sam, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
This is Emmanuel Smith. Hello?
You are on the air.
Yeah, thank you, Sam. I'll follow you lengthily. And let me commend you for usually coming on the platform at this hour. But you know, Sam, like one of the callers said, right? It's not a debate between the Unity Party and that of the CDC. When it comes to governance, you, Sam, deep down your heart, you know that you cannot compare the two political parties.
Is anyone comparing?
No, I'm saying something now. I'm getting to the point that I want to get to. I'm saying when it comes to governance, the two political parties, the Unity Party and that of the CDC, you cannot bring the CDC near the Unity Party in terms of governance.
You want to go straight to the point?
Okay, so let me get to the point, right? This drugs issue, Sam, the government is doing well in a fight against drugs. Sam, had this drugs thing been doing drugs weird time, I can promise you, we're not going to hear it.
So hold on. Let me tell you. You know that way you're messing everything up. You're complicating everything, and you're making it hard for your man Joseph Boakai, because you're continue to go back comparing. You just say the two people not the same, but you comparing. You're going back, and you're not finding solution. You're just dancing around. You're just revolving. Yeah, now that the American government has gotten involved, they want to take some of your people out of here to try them and then sentence them. That you people have messed up everything. Your international reputation has gone down the drain. You ain't shame? Then you continue to go back where the international reputation that you're being doing. Oh, President Baga restored the image of Liberia. The international image, President Baga did it. Yeah, Sarah Besley did it. Look at everybody's name coming out in the drug government. Just talk and go, Chief.
So let me conclude now. Yeah, so Sam, like I repeated, I stated from the earlier stage, this government is doing well in the fight against drugs. There are Facebook things that have been on Facebook where you can see physicians saying that they want kush. They are synonymous to drugs. Their dealings is with drugs, and that is why the NSA, through the Drug Enforcement Agency and the National Police, are saying that they will carry on the investigation from the town. George, we are a group of people brought in drugs in this country and made the country to be what it is today. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, too. Y'all live with that illusion. Say they will go. Say from the onset of the country. Your Unity Party people, sorry to say, but you people are shameless. You people are shameless. You people just like Satan. Satan does not have any shame. Well, you people were bragging all over the place. President Boakai restored the international image of the country, returned Liberia to the Committee of Nations, Sarah Beslo Yanti, all over the place. You're praising. Look at you. Okay, let's agree that you're restored. But your damage, what you people have restored, and that leadership there, is that governance? Do you know how countries around treating this Unity Party government and treating Liberia? You know that you put citizens in harm's way. Those who are traveling here and there, the people are treating them with skepticism and disdain. You people are so, well, sometimes people, where? Hey, man. Your United Party people, you need to go back to school to really learn thinking. Because you're just shifting blame. They're shifting blame, and not helping you. It's not helping you. Your own police director, your investigation said, United Party investigation said 2024. Your police director said, from the top down, your own police director, you think you're doing anything? That lie, you're investigating nothing. You can praise yourself. We ain't get time. Joe, we are unfinished. That history, we're talking about the one before, or in life, you deal with the one before you. You don't go to the one that has passed. All right, Chief. Let's bring on Anthony at Law, A.B. Williams, who has an import to make. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sam. How's everything?
Yeah, great.
Listeners and viewers.
Yeah, let's hear you.
I just want to have a little input on that caller who just left, talking about how NSA and police say they will go over to 2021 drug issue. The guys, sometimes when they're talking, I don't know where their brains can really go sometimes when they're talking. You just think to just grab case and carry it without evidence, that small thing. So where you going to get a drug from now to tie the former official to it? Where are you going to get a drugs from? You just think when they talk about issue of drugs, it's not evidence-based? Let's agree even that the previous government, the Ausgust, where are the drugs and where are you going to find them? That you will tie them to. You will just assume out of the blue moon and say whatever. And like you said, the issue about drugs, that's why we were even raising the issue about how do you guys manage to burn the drugs that we have now? Because you should be able to hope for what you think they did. And how did they do what you think they did? And whether they have it. Do you have any fruit of the crime as we speak for you to tie any former official to it? We're discussing recent issues right before you. You are not even investigating it appropriately to deal with it. Then you think going as far as 2021. And the reason they were doing it for, I will tell you, Sam. They have 2 other beginners who have been operating allegedly with Greg, who were arrested, and of course they are still held. So they have them there to be lying on people because they believe that drug-related issue is non-payable. So they will lie on you and then they arrest you and keep you in jail. Now, what you heard them say, I don't know what they call that drug we are trying to pass drug law. That drug is non-payable, so that they can lie on you the same way in the issue of rape. People use that non-payable clause issue within the law to just lie on people and put them in jail because they say non-payable. That's why you hear them talking about it. You see how they load it? These guys are terrible. Common capital assault case. They lie, they ever did, they still keeping people in jail. So their whole strategy is about just arresting people, putting them in jail, keeping political prisoners. They just grab you, they just put lynch on you, and that's just it. Nothing sound they can speak to. The same thing that they take the example, the classic example they use in the capital assault case, where they were just lying on people, putting them in jail. That the same thing they want to do with the drug thing, to divert people's attention. And we'll not be surprised at that. So I tell you, I like him being talking about that. What the people say, the thing that I've been doing, Joe, we are done. I don't know the guys. I don't know what went wrong with their brain. And you think that the country will not exist again after Unity Party? That everybody's brain will just go in the hole like that? I'm sorry, man. I just can't get people angry too much.
All right. On to the law. A.B. Williams with his import. Let's go this way. Hello.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Mr. Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Mr. Andrew, let me just use few seconds to respond to Unity Party Emmanuel Smith. Please, we don't have to do it, but sometimes what happened pre-2023 We don't need it to repeat itself going forward. Those guys lied on President Weah yesterday. Today, they are in power and they are behaving like elementary students. We need to educate them. We keep reminding. Emmanuel, when it comes to government, there is no way that you can compare this gangster and elementary children attitude with President Weah and his governance. Look, CDC is bigger and even CDC is teaching you governance today. Let's take an example. In the last 8 years, then your political miscarriage that you brought here, did you ever have an invitation to address any forum internationally? Why was he doing it right here? The men on no protesting right here. That's something going half mad. You were protesting. But today, President Weah is getting invitation to address international issues. That tells you is bigger than him. And the issue of drugs. Look at what you're talking. You must be ashamed of yourself.
All right, Chief.
Your entire government, then what are you defending?
All right. All right, Chief. Let's bring on your colleague. All right.
Into our country. They don't have your President Weah. And the thing you should understand is that President Weah, 100 million drugs was a record of entry. But for your government section, a prior year was giving a rest. So these things you should know, hey, my brother. Look, not a way to lie. You know, the party is finished. This the demonic group of
they don't know. They don't.
You guys will be.
All right, Chief. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. They don't. Bwaga is confused, embarrassed. Hello.
Thank you, sir. This is Edmond Carr, and that is why I am pushing for the return of President Weah, because the country lacks leadership right now. You know, because when you are having educated people and claim to be educated people anyway that are sitting there, a large group of people that are enjoying the resources of the country, that they are not even closer to that, until they lie to them and they want to run with it, that, you know, that is a shame. You know, and this is the narrative now. This is the shameful narrative that they are running with. Oh, your mess you created that the man will try to clean. I was telling one of my friends, he's a banker. Can you imagine that? I said, so have you taken your brain and buried it under the ground? He said, Emma, you going high? I said, no, I want to ask you a question. How do you tell me? Even the two guys that were arrested, we are hearing that they enter year 2024. They did not come year 2023. So 100 million, we claim it at the time the president we are saying in the U.S. We were finding ways, making sure that that drugs issue was addressed. And we did that. Also, questioning about if we have the drugs law, we make it non-bailable. When we were also renovating the youth care inventory, making sure that the users are rehabilitated, that was not a step that was taken by our government. But under this government, because they wanted to blindfold the Liberian people to control the import their cocaine into the country and then export it, they started chasing the user. Users started teaching for dirty clothes to clean clothes. Money started cutting their hair, breaking their ghettos. So to clean that, they were fighting drugs. How do you fight drugs that way? When you have, as a government, you come to power, you have not established any rehabilitation center to be able to rehabilitate the guy and put them into society and make them useful again. Then you claim that you were fighting drugs. How do you fight drugs that way? So here we are. So you will have to own this. And we caution the brainy of that cocaine because why it happened between so the international community were not part of it. So this is why if the information will come up that they want some of the guys that are involved to be transferred for investigation, they just speak to the fact that they are not sure, they are not clear because we are flagging the issue. You should be sure your police okay, let's agree that that is the truth because the police are validated our argument. Mm-hmm. But for him to come boldly to say that, and today Bwaga is still alive, that RG to still remain in a position with that he came to the public and helped to dump his own government, which of course it is the doing of God. When they say hire us, then you say talking about CDC. Who are those that have been brought forth? The son of Bwaga, that is his son because he's been with Jojo, they are close, and they are even saying that shit that in the beginning in the water, he has to link to it.
All right,
so you're telling me
that it is CDC. But that is a story that I said to them today when I went around town, that look, the campaign going to be very difficult for you. Because why you be saying to the people, oh, look, I can't we can share woman ball. When you come to our position, we can say, hey, that's the message you're going to be telling to the people.
No message.
You lost.
No message.
No message. You can't no message.
Nothing they can say. They ain't got time again. They ain't got time again. We have couple.
We're going to beating on them. We're not getting chance.
Emoka.
We're going to beating on them.
Emoka, we have few months to get into 2027. 2017, 2027, after that is 2028.
Yeah.
What there again? Nothing.
Nothing there. No
Nothing.
way. No way.
No. What are you going to be telling the people? Nothing.
What you be telling the people?
Huh?
Pretty job we have met. That's what you say. That's one of the journalists I say. He said, look at that plastic. There are more journalists. He said, look at that plastic on stage road. Does that plastic road the drugs that have been in the country here before or ejecting? I said, huh? So that's what will happen now. But we will keep pushing there. And let's say congratulations to our president. And that is why we appreciate it. We love him for. You know, he always made us proud. We say, proud for Mr. President, though we'll not be there, but we are there in prayer with you. And they have shown there again. And don't be surprised. They are going to be coming up with a whole lot of nonsense because that's what they can do. Because the thing is, they want to do that, our attention is going to be swayed away from the more than 500,000 cocaine that have been brought into the country to be exported to Europe by Joe Biden government. No, we will not do that. We will speak up to that. Thank you, sir.
All right, Mr. Carr, have a nice day. So, Unity Party people, they've turned to the debate between Ian Yap and Dr. H. Bremer family. They where the focus is now. They ran away from their own cookie because they're against them. They know that most of their officials are about to be sanctioned. So, they're not focusing, they're not talking, they're not defending. They focusing on the debate between Ian Yap and Dr. H. Bremer family, as if that debate, anyway, but that's it. When you are guilty, you are guilty. It's done. It's finished. Unity Party done. You never go vindictive in life. You're done. Hello, madam.
Yes. Sir,
yeah.
Go in it.
Yes. Let's hear you.
Yes, doing well. What's more? We tell you, say you open the door, we'll follow you. They will get result. They want one. They will dig a point outside. They will tell us that you want to get it. They want it. Oh, my best, get it for one. They will pack outside. The United Party who call it the EV. They get to say that's shame. They put shame. You see, the people are get a job. We are not new again. That's how we are again. We are. But we talk about you. I want to be funny. Your official that begins law. Your president inside. Your governor inside. What do I need? That what they go there. What they party that want to be party. They say, "Hey, the party. You get on one side up here. And your family then the hospital bill like this hospital they pay. That's easy hospital bill. You get the party inside. The two will say in the street. Your uncle China there. Your nephew China there. Your go ahead. Your no go there. Your no go. Thank you, sir.
All right, man. Bessie. Hello. Hello, madam. Hello. 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 You're on the air. You went off. All right. So we've got. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, let's hear you quick, madam. We're already out of time.
I'm Mary calling from Ria, concerned Labrador for justice. I first say thank you for a black diamond to be choosing among all leaders to go speak. While our people want to say they know book, they say that here. But they may want to know book, they may go all over. We tell God, thank you. Now we come to the trust business. The reason why and the IG will not be stuck because the president knows his son here inside it.
So he will not take that man from there. When he takes the man from there, the man will put his sword also.
No,
so the RG will always remain there.
No,
That the reason you see that RG there.
Wait, I mean tell you
something.
something.
All they doing 2029, we prepare for them. We will go from house to house, door to door, and get it for us. Thank you.
All right. So just so you know, this thing is beyond President Boakai. It's beyond Boakai. No one should think that President Boakai now is protective of anybody because he, as a president, his reputation, his character is about to be dragged in the mud. And he has his character to protect, especially when he condemned his predecessor of almost everything. He was never, ever acknowledging anything of his predecessor, even though he saw good things, but he opted not to. Now he is there. And all of these things are unfolding after bragging and boasting and ranting all over the place when he was in opposition. He's there now. This thing, nobody should think that he's going to protect people. He tried, he wanted to, but it's off his hand. The government, the United States government has communicated with him. The entire government, the inner cycle of the government knows there is uneasiness within the inner cycle of the Unity Party government. President Boakai has no choice, no option but to do as the United States government has requested. He will either choose to protect them, they go down the drain, or that he turn them over and save the image of his government. That's the atmosphere. Nobody should think right now Boakai will protect XYZ. It's off his hand. The time he should have done that is late. It was the beginning he should have done that. But right now, it's off his hand. I tell you how America and the international community operate. They don't rush. They gave you chance. They gave you space. They gave you the benefit of the doubt. All that thing he was doing. They allow him to read statement here and there. And he knows, and they know how all these things had been happening. Instead of coming down hard on his people, take real leadership action, he opted to play the cat and mouse game. Right now, it's off his hands. Beyond President Boakai, he's in an embarrassing position. He's between the rock and the hard place. He has to save his government, save his reputation by being truthful, not protecting anybody, or allow the government to go down the drain by protecting, and he will be done before we can even get into 2027 politically. The anger has grown and it's growing by the day against President Boakai and Unity Party. Get outside. Just do a survey. Speak to people you will hear. Unity Party people, some of them are very disgusted. The man who prided himself as the cleanest man to clean up the system after bragging that we have messed the country up, we have did this, we have did that. Yeah, the man, his government is soaked in cocaine, one of the most dangerous drugs. So he can protect whether how they call it, the police director or whoever. Right now, it's beyond Boakai. Boakai in an embarrassing position. He has to decide between his government failing, protecting those people, or keeping the government intact and let those people go to answer. Moreover, they know what's up from within. We'll see you. So we'll see you. We're already into time. You want to join us, please. You're joining us tonight when the doctor himself is in. The teacher of the line, the light of the nation, the evangelist, and Anthony at Law, A.B. William, with Face the Issues. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be insightful as usual, very explosive at 8 tonight. If God permits, we're back tomorrow. However, you can join us tomorrow morning at 7 when Israel Boreasie is in with Let's Talk About It. If God permits, we're back tomorrow. This is how we go home. We are not stupid.
From the latest news to your favorite tunes, we've got your back morning, night, and afternoon. Join our family, connect with your crew. Kings FM 88.5.